So what do we understand by game? Okay, game. So when we talk of theory of games or game,
Sir, the
generally
screen is not
term.
visible.
Oh, just give me a minute. Sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are going to start with unit number 4, theory of games. When we talk of game, game is nothing but it is the conflict situation where two or more competitors or participants participate, and we have to make decision for a certain predictable outcome. Okay, so when we talk of the definition of the term game, let us just write it. In the general, the term game refers to a situation of conflict or competition in which two or more competitors or participants are involved in decision making in anticipation of certain outcome over a period of time. So this is the definition for your game. So in very layman language, if you want to say that it involves sorry it involves two or more participants participants or we call them players in the situation of in the situation of competition competition or contest for a certain outcome. Okay, so when we talk of this, there are basically two players or two or more players can be there. Okay, so let us take a example for chess. So if there is a game of chess, we all know that there will be 16. You have a player for a game of chess where you have a matrix of 8 by 8, correct? So you have a matrix of 8 by 8 where you have the 8 pawns here and 8 pawns here, then the other um, your game models. uh, just hold on for a second, ma'am ma'am, please. Okay, so we have 8 by 8 matrix, and in this 8 by 8 matrix you have 8 by 8, that is total 64 places where you can place your strategy. Say for example there are two players, let us say the player A, and then there will be another player B. So basically there are two players. Now in order to understand their way of playing, let us understand a few terms that are relevant to the game theory. So first term that you need to understand is the number of players. So first is number of players. Okay, so number of players should be two or more. Okay, now what is a player? A player is a competitor. So a player is a competitor. It can be an individual. It can be an individual or individuals, different individuals, or it can be an organization as well. Or it can be an organization as well. So basically, you have players which are involved in a competition and they are fighting with each other or they are competing with each other in order to get a certain desired outcome. That desired outcome is the game value. That desired outcome is called game value. Okay. So if there are two players, then it is known as two-player game. Two-player game. If there are more number of players, then it is known as n-player game. As far as your syllabus is concerned, you are more concentrated towards the two-player game. So we will be concentrating only on two-player game, but you should also know at this point of time that there are more game theories and which are applicable to different areas of your interest, and they are known as n-player game. So if you may be knowing it now, earlier there were so many mobile companies. Okay, there were so many mobile operators which were operating in Indian continent. Okay, that is, you may name it as Idea, you may name it as Airtel. Okay, then there was Jio, then there was Simtel, then there was something which is called
Docomo.
Docomo. Okay, and so many others. But now these players will have their certain strategies. They were working on certain network issues or network patterns. Is it or not? Now, with the changes in the government policy, with the changes in the strategies of the other players, like Geo offered free internet, free mobile calling, and so many other things. So these companies got their business shut down. Okay. Now, if you see in India, there are only these three companies: Idea, Airtel, Jio, as well as there is one more government company which is uh, BSNL. Sorry, my mistake. BSNL, or you may also know it as MTNL. Okay, so these are two government companies which are also existent in the India, but mostly the user base is with these companies. So now, if you see, these companies are competitors to one another. So if we take a gameplay between these three companies, then it will not be a two-player gameplay. Okay, but if this company also gets shut down, so then the mobile network will be basically between these two companies, and then it will be called as a two-player gameplay. Okay, so did you get my point? So if there are only two players, then it is known as two-player gameplay. If there are more number of players, then it is known as n-player gameplay. Okay, is it clear, students? Am I clear up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Am I clear here? Okay, so now there will be certainly sometimes the sum of gains and losses. So if there are two players, one is playing with certain strategy. Okay, we'll go to strategy first. Let us say strategy. So there are different strategies. So what is a strategy? Strategy is when one player is using certain set of certain set of instructions. Okay, certain set of instructions or certain set of way of playing that game is known as strategy. Okay, so there can be basically two types of strategies. One is called the pure strategy. So one is called the pure strategy. Pure strategy means the set of the set of let me just see the name. So the instruction set of instruction set of instructions followed regardless of other player strategy. Okay, so like if there are two players, let us say there is player A and player B. So player A is having strategy A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay, so there are, he is having four strategies. Okay, similarly there will be a player B. Player B will is also having certain strategies, say B1, B2, B3. Okay, now if player A is adamant that I am going to use only A1, he is not supposed to use A2, he is not supposed to use A3, and he is not supposed to use A4. Though this type of alternative he is having, but he is adamant that I am going to use A1 only, then this type of strategy is known as pure strategy. That whatever strategy B is applying, it doesn't make any difference, he is going to use A1 only. But sometimes it may be like for A1, he's in for the first gameplay, he's starting with A1. Later on, he's moving to A2, and then he's moving to A3 for his different strategies being played by the player B1, B2, B3. Okay, so if the player is changing his strategy again and the gainer is also changing the strategy, then it is known as mixed strategy. Okay, so first one was pure strategy, the other one is called mixed strategy. Okay, later on, let us say that if player A is giving playing with the strategy A1 and player B is giving playing with the strategy B1, so there will be some gain. Let us say it is G1 gain to A1, then it is gain to sorry gain to A1. Okay, so then if the losses or gain of a player, say all the summation of losses plus summation of games or gains of A is exactly equal to summation of losses plus summation of gains of player B, then it is known as zero zero. Let I think here it is a lot of confusion. It will be there. So let me take a new page. Let us rub it here. Okay, let us take a new page. Okay. So as I was saying, so there are summation of loss, or let us say summation of gain of A is equal to summation of loss or B, then it is called zero sum gain. Why is it called zero sum game? Because if you add summation of gains of A plus summation of loss of B, it will be equal to zero, because this will be plus, this will be minus. So this will become zero as they are equal. But but if summation of gains of A is not equal to summation of loss of B, then it is known as non-zero sum game. Okay, so basically we have these two types of games theories. Okay, here, so as far as this game theory is concerned, today we are going to just see what is a game. Game is when you have two or more participants involved in a situation of competition. So I started with the example of chess, indicating that it is applicable to a game also, as well as the in academic terms it is applicable to the situation where you have organizations itself working for the game. Okay, that is, we have individuals as games. So if there are two players playing chess, then it may be player A, B. That player A, B are competitors A and competitor B. Similarly, if we consider the market competition between the mobile operators, it can be organizations. Entire organizations may be working for playing a game, or they are trying to capture the market. So this game theory is an interactive way of understanding the situations occurring in the market between the two competitors. It may be two competitors, it may be more number of competitors. So if it is two competitors, it is known as two-player gameplay. If it is more competitors, then it is n-player gameplay. Okay. Then what is a game value? A game value is a point where the gains of a player is equal to loss of the other player. Okay, that is a zero sum gameplay. Okay, and if it is not zero sum gameplay, then it is a non-zero sum gameplay. Okay, any doubts up to this point? If there's any doubt, please ask me now. Otherwise, we'll move to the questions. Any doubts, students? Aditya, any doubts?
Sir, then somewhere we are checking, sir, some of the gains and losses of A and B.
That we'll go to in next slide. But
Okay.
Because we have to see the playoff table now, so we'll go to playoff table. I'll tell you what a playoff table is. But up to this point, is there any doubt? Have you understood what is a sum gameplay and non-zero sum gameplay?
Yes, sir. The table
Anybody
that
else who's having any doubt?
the
Sorry,
table
tell me,
will
Aditya.
just show again, sir.
Table?
That table where
Playoff
the
table now
strategies.
next. Yeah, we'll go to playoff table now, where
Okay.
all the strategies will be discussed. Don't worry, we'll go to that point. But up to this point, any doubt anybody having?
No, sir.
Okay. I keep on asking Aditya because he's the CR, but anybody is having any doubt, they can ask me. They don't have to hesitate that sir is not asking me and I don't have any right to ask. Okay. You all can ask any question anytime. Okay. Okay. Let us go to, let me share this. Okay. So, can you see the screen now? Hello. Can you see the screen, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, let us see that. Let us go to first kind of the problem where two-person zero-sum games we are interested in learning today. So first thing is the payoff matrix. So a payoff matrix is nothing but a table where you have strategies for player A. See here, there are different strategies for player A. Let us say A1, A2, A3, and up to AM. Similarly, there will be rows indicate the strategies for player A, and player B strategies are put into the column. So we have columns B1, B2, B3, B4, and up to Bn. So player A is having M strategies, player B is having N strategies. Now you may also say that, sir, whether this M is equal to N or whether this N is equal to M or not, it is dependent. Dependent upon what? Dependent upon the type of strategies the player is having. Sometimes it may be equal, it may not be equal. Okay, so you cannot guarantee, sir, if player A is having 5 strategies, player B should also have 5 strategies. No, there can be player A may have only 3 strategies, player B may have 5 strategies, or vice versa. Okay, so now this table it gives us the values of a11, a12, a1n, similarly up to am1, am2, and amn. Okay, now what is the physical significance of these values a11 and a12? So we say that if a player has m strategy, he has n strategies naming from B1 to Bn, then the total number of outcomes. So this indicate the outcome. If player A is using strategy A1 and player B is using strategy B1, then the outcome means, like, if I am having a coin, I am making a toss. Okay, and player A is saying head, player B is saying uh, tails, then the outcome is either head or either tail. If it is head, then we will write a11 as 1. If it is tail, we will write as -1. That indicates that the a11, if it is positive, indicates that the that your player A has won. If it is negative, indicates that the player B is won and there is a loss to player A. Okay, got my point? Let me just put it here. So if there is a play of matrix, so any play of matrix between two players. Now this is we are talking for two play two player zero sum game, zero sum game. Now why I'm saying zero sum game, because whatever is the profit to A is equal to the loss of B. Okay, like for example, there is, let us say there is a market. In the market there is a customer. The customer is having two choices. Let us say player A, let us say this is player B1, B2, B3. Okay, this is A1, A2, A3. Okay, so now a customer is having 500 rupees, let us say 500 rupees. Okay, and he is in a market to buy fruits. He doesn't have any choice. There are two players in the market, say a vendor A1, sorry, a vendor A and a vendor B. Vendor A has put an offer that if you purchase for 100 rupees apples, you get 20 apples free. Okay, so player B has put some other offer, which is say for 50 apples, you get 5 apples. Okay, free. So a vendor is just, this person is simply going to A and purchasing for 500. So this 500 is gained to A1, whereas is a loss to B1. Now the next strategy is he changed his strategy to, if you buy 100 apples, I am giving 23 apples. So the player, this consumer, he went to and player B and purchases for 500 rupees. So this 500 is simply a loss to A1, because this 500 is a loss to A because he has not changed his strategy, whereas B has changed his strategy from this strategy B1 to B2. Is it clear now? So what is this playoff? Playoff is giving you the outcome. This is nothing but outcome. And this outcome, since this 500 is going to B, so this 500 is exactly a loss to A. That is why it is known as zero sum game. Is it understood now? Any doubts? Any doubts, students? Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
Okay. So now this value is the sum of gains and losses of A1 and B1. Okay. So if A1, if this value is positive, now for this particular game theory, that is for two player zero sum game, the payoff matrix considers A to be the winner. Whether A wins or not, that is a different story. A is the winner, or let me say it as a gainer, and B as the loser. So whatever value you have it here positive will be a loss to B and gain to A. Whatever negative value you have it here will be a loss to A and gain to B. Is it clear now? Is it clear? Is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can we move on to solve a numerical today? Let us see one numerical. So I'll get to a few points also, but let us say that we have a numerical like this. Okay, let me just take a screenshot of it. Okay, students, for this problem, let us read the problem. For a game with payoff matrix given below, okay, determine the optimal strategies for player A and B, and also determine the value of game. Is the game fair, strictly determinable? Okay, so what is this thing, whether it is fair or not, we will discuss later. Let us first concentrate on what is a payoff matrix. If you see here, for any game playoff between A and B, and if there is a payoff matrix given, okay, it can be payoff matrix, it can be gain loss matrix, it can be your playoff matrix, okay, whatever it is always giving you the values of gain to A. So it is going to give you, it is going to give you gain to A and loss to B. So this means that for this particular value, what is the value? Value is -1. -1 indicate that A is having a loss of 1, whereas B is having a gain of 1. Then you may say, sir, you are writing here gain and loss, and then you are saying that the loss is going to A. Why? Because this is negative. Okay. Similarly, for this particular case, 2 is gain to A and loss to B. Is it clear now? Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students?
No, sir.
Please make this very clear at this point only. Otherwise, it will be a problem to understand later. That playoff matrix gives the gains to A and loss to B. Okay. Once it is clear, then let us see the strategy. So we have two strategies for A, that is A1, A2, and three strategies for B, B1, B2, B3. Playoff or payoff for the first strategy of both the players is -1, indicating that for if player A is using A1 strategy and player B is using B1 strategy, then there is a loss to A by a unit of 1. Now, what is unit? Unit can be 1 rupee, 1 market, 1 contract, can be anything. Okay, so we are not bothered about it. Say, for example, there are two construction firms, firm A and firm B, and if they are playing for the particular market and they lose one contract, so it can be -1 contract, it can be -1 lakh rupees, it can be -1 opportunity. So we are not bothered about what it is, but we are bothered that it is going to give a loss of 1 unit to A and 1 unit profit to B. Then if player A is utilizing if player A is still using its strategy A1 and player B is using strategy B2, then there is a loss of 2 to B and gain of 2 units to A. Okay. Similarly, for A1, B3, it is -2. For A2, B1, it is 6. A2, B2 is 4, and A2, B3 is -6. So now for finding the saddle point. So what is a saddle point? Finding the saddle point or game value. Game value. For this, we need to find row minima. We need to find row minima, that is minimal value for this particular row. So this value is, this is -1, 2, -2. So minimum value is
-2.
what is the minimum? -2, correct. And here the minimum value will be 6, 4, -6. Which will be the minimum value?
-6, sir.
-6. Good. Now for this, because there is no space here, so I'm just extending it here. For player B, we want him to lose. Okay. So for this, we are going to find column maxima. Okay. Column maxima means within this column, which is the maximum value. So maximum value is 6, which is what is the maximum value here?
4.
2, 4. So 4. Maximum value here. -2, -6.
sir.
Maximum. -2. Okay. Now, why I have done this? Why I have evaluated row minima? Because what does this row minima indicate? Row minima indicate that if player 1, player A, is using strategy A1, if player A is using strategy A1, what is the chance of maximum loss to that particular player? Is it or not? Row minima will indicate us the maximum loss a player can have. Is it or not? If player A is using the strategy A1, what is the chances of having a loss? So a chances of having a maximum loss is -2. That is the minimum value. Correct? Is it clear, students?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it clear, students? If we are taking the minimum value, that indicates that it is the maximum loss to player A using that particular strategy. Correct? So for example, for A1, the maximum loss that he can occur is -2. If he is using the strategy A2, the maximum loss he can get is -6. Okay. So if he is going to use A2, but why we are doing like this? Because player A doesn't know whether player B is going to use strategy B1, B2, or B3. Is it or not? Like for example, any player may know that these are the different strategies in a game. Okay, if you are playing a game, you understand the rule of the game first. Is it or not? So here the assumption is that both the players know the game rules. Both the player understands the strategies. Both the players first, before the start of the game, understands the playoff of using a particular strategy. Okay, so player A understands this very well, that if he is going to use A1 as his strategy, and player B, if he is using the strategy B1, he will have a loss of -1. So this is already known to the players. Okay, is it understood now? But player A, what he doesn't know is whether player B is going to use strategy B1, B2, or B3. He don't know that. Even player B will never know whether player A is using A1 strategy or A2 strategy. Okay, is it understood, students? So what they will do is they will try to evaluate themselves on the basis of the maximum loss. So this is the maximum losses they can occur. Now out of this, they need to select the strategy for themselves. So if I am going to find the strategy for myself, then what I'll do is I'll take the maxima maxi min for that particular strategy. Is it or not? That out of this minimum, which is the maximum value that I should select, so that I will enhance my chances of winning the game. But here in this case, for this particular example, A is never winning. Okay, but with this, he may have a lower losses. Is it or not? So I'll make a square here. I'll make a square here. Is it understood? Now this value is in which column? So this is in this column. So we will make a square here also. Okay. Is it okay, students?
Yes, sir.
Similarly for player B, player B is having the losses here. So if it is 6, player B will have a loss of 6. If it is 4, the player B will have a loss of 4. If it is -2, then player B will have a gain of 2. Is it or not? So what player B will try? Player B will try to get a mini of maximum value, mini max. Is it or not? Player B will try to get the minimum value of these maximum values. Okay, so which is the minimum value? This is the minimum value. So I'll make a circle out of it. Okay, please try to understand that this is a circle. It is difficult to draw circle here. Okay, so this is a circle. Now where is this value? This value is here. Okay, so if your circle and square coincides with one another at a certain value, then this is known as saddle point. Then this is known as saddle point. So what is a saddle point? Saddle point is a point where player A tries to maximize his profit and player B tries to minimize his losses. Okay, whereas in this case it is somewhat inverse because of the minus value. Okay, but what is their process of thinking? Their process of thinking is to get the maximization of their profits, and he is trying to minimize the losses. Correct? Is it correct, students? Is it understood? So what is a saddle point? Saddle point is a point where player A tries to maximize his profit and player B tries to minimize his loss. Okay, and if they are coinciding, then it is known as saddle point. Okay, now what is a game value? Game value is the value of the saddle point, that is -2. What does this -2 indicate? That if there is a gameplay between these two players, then player 2 will have a loss of 2 units. Is it understood? Is it understood, students? Hello. Is it
No,
understood,
sir.
students?
That part, no.
Okay, I think we are on the verge of ending the class. So we'll continue this class from here itself in the next class. Okay. And you people have to give PPTs tomorrow. I hope you people remember this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please. नहीं है sir, net आ रहा है. So please be prepared for the PPT. In the morning class, we'll continue with this game theory. In the evening, we'll have the PPTs. Okay. So let me just end this meeting. Aditya, have you taken this attendance screenshot?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please send it to me. Okay, send it in the group itself. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, students, for joining.